Okay, this is my second ever DIY oil change. The first one being just a little bit ago on mine, and this is Destiny's car. I am doing it in my Canes, my shoes, my BPN Canes, and I gotta say they are very comfortable, though I'm trying to not get them dirty at all. So, but the inside the house is right there, and I'm just walking in and out for tools and some air conditioning. So they're not getting anywhere near the oil like my Crocs would have. The Crocs hurt my feet after years of wearing them. I think an ant knocked my light over, which is both for you and for me to see. Crocs, I wore them for all kind of stuff and yard work and helping friends move, and they did good for so long. And then I got to a point where apparently there's a thing called croc foot, and I was experiencing it, like cramping right on the balls of my feet. So I threw them away, and for Father's Day this year, Destiny got me the Canes shoes. So I've been wearing them about a month and a half now, and they are phenomenal. It's like wearing Crocs, but my feet don't hurt the next day. Like they don't want to just like curl up. Let me get this oil draining. I think it's all lined up where it needs to be. Oh, yep. Okay, we're gonna hold that there. Twist. Oh no, there's a mosquito attacking my ear. I gotta get some bug spray. Okay, please. Should be cool off enough. Here we go, and pluck. Oh yeah. I hope you can see that. I know that's probably pretty satisfying, if I do say so myself. So yeah, I have been putting off making this video of why I'm doing all this running. The 5Ks, sign up for Death by 5K, which is 28 days from today, and my first marathon later this year. Oh, and on July 13th, a few weeks ago, I did my first half marathon. I made it in under my goal time of under 3 hours, even though I went 2 miles extra on the course. They allowed me to change my time to match what my watch said. Since it didn't affect the standings, I didn't have a crazy time. It was like 2:51, I think, barely under 3 hours. But I really got in my head on it because I didn't really read the course map. With all these runnings, I had told Zach when we started doing these 5Ks that I wasn't going to get into all of it's splashing on me. Look at that. Can you see that? Or you tried to splash my eyeball. I don't know if my safety squints would have saved me. So that's why I had these on. Yeah, that is exactly what you want to see when you're laying on the ground on your back. I started doing the 5Ks. Zach got us going on all these races, and then I started looking up how to like run better and start to get better times, and then just fully went down the rabbit hole. There is something different about running and running with these goals of these races long term versus just like getting up and running every day. It reminds me of like counting down, like when I was probably the fittest I've ever been leading up to our wedding, and like for the first year after me and Destiny got married. Counting down to the wedding, I had specific goals in the gym, and it gives you something to strive for. And signing up for these races on the long term feels like that, but different. I don't know how to describe it other than once you get, wow, I really got splashed. Once you start doing these races and start trying to do better and better, you realize that you're racing yourself, and that there's a really big community of people, even here, that want to see people do better and be the best versions of themselves. And over the last few months, I have gotten better and better about getting my runs done in the morning. And at the very least, if I don't get it done in the morning, making sure that I do get it done that day. And over time, these last several months, knowing that I have the half marathon that was coming up, and now Death by 5K that's in a few weeks, and then later the marathon, it forces me to be honest with myself, and it forces me to keep myself accountable, because otherwise I'm going to show up on race day, which is already paid for, and I am not going to be able to do it. That's like just this morning, getting up in the morning and going to the track and getting a 7-mile long run in, which that's where the Canes are coming in clutch with like making my feet feel good and not feeling like crap afterwards, because I did put on my old tennis shoes to do some yard work one day when I was doing all this running. Such a big difference. Speaking of getting up and running early, it also makes you tired early, which means you go to bed on time and then you get a much better night's sleep because your body needs that recovery. So I'm definitely going to be wrapping up this very soon. But I had posted on TikTok, I think, that there was a purpose I was doing these, and it was to race against myself and to improve myself, because I don't want to look back when Bash is starting sports and wish that I had done something differently to be in better shape to help do coaching for any sports that he wants to play and to be able to keep up. Honestly, that was such a massive curveball of thinking I was in shape enough, and literally the first week we're home just with bad form, lifting him up and stuff as an infant, throwing my back out for the first time ever in my life. So now, as each year stacks on, I am catching up to myself for the years that I took off. And now that I'm entering into this phase and have settled into this phase of my life and beginning to grow our family, I cannot afford physically to fail myself in that way. So signing up for these races in the long term, paying for them, putting them on the calendar, knowing that I'm gonna have to show up and do it that day, or else, well, I don't know. The half marathon, I think it would have been fine either way, but death by 5K, we're gonna see what happens. Then there's the other long-term goal of wanting to put on our own races. Not to plug like crazy, but we did start Cryobaby at cryobaby.shop, where you can buy limited drop apparel that we're releasing throughout the year to raise money for infertility awareness and to help fund directly 25% of all proceeds other families' IVF treatments. We actually just sent off our first donation for the second quarter of 2025. So it's pretty cool to have an idea like that actually happen and actually have the money go to people. So we're not stopping with that. I'm gonna keep doing things, and one day even do our own charity runs. 5K or half marathon, or I don't know. 5Ks are the most fun, that bring out the most people, and you should definitely sign up for one. Feel free to put a comment down below if you have questions about where or how much. It all goes through like a website called Run Sign Up mostly, but it's super easy. I think that is done draining now, so I am gonna go finish this oil change and go to bed.